Hello, children. Welcome to today's lesson. I am Miss Mensah, taking you for English Language Basic 5. Before we begin today's lesson, let's take a look at our homework for the previous lesson. We were asked to underline the countable nouns in the sentences. And so these are the answers. We have number 1, there are goats in our house. So we have underlined the countable nouns in it. We have goats as countable and house as countable noun. Number 2, the class 5 pupils are reading their books. So we have pupils as countable noun and books as countable noun. Number 3, we have oranges in our garden. So we've underlined oranges as countable noun. And then garden as our countable noun. Number 4, mosquitoes hide in their bushes. Mosquitoes hide in their bushes. So we have underlined mosquitoes as countable noun and then bushes as countable noun. Number 5, all churches now have water for washing hands. All churches now have water for washing hands. So we have underlined churches as countable noun and then hands as countable nouns. The last one, foxes live in holes. Foxes live in holes. So we have underlined foxes as countable noun and then holes as countable noun because we can count them. I hope you had all of them correct. Good. Today, our topic is uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns. Can you repeat after me? Good. Now, our objective is by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify and use uncountable nouns in sentences. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to identify and use uncountable nouns in sentences. When we talk of uncountable nouns, we say they are nouns that can be counted. Uncountable nouns are nouns. Uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted. We cannot count them. We cannot count uncountable nouns. So we have here uncountable nouns are nouns that cannot be counted. Therefore, they do not have the plural form. Uncountable nouns do not have the plural form. What do we mean by that? when you have a noun that is uncountable, we cannot add s or es to it to form plural. Uncountable nouns are also called non-count nouns. Uncountable nouns are also called non-count nouns. So you can say uncountable noun or non-count nouns. Examples of uncountable nouns. We have some here. We have here water as an uncountable noun. We cannot count water. We have here sand. Sand. We cannot count sand. We have here oil. Oil. Milk. Milk. We have gari. Gari. Sugar. Sugar. We cannot count sugar. Salt. Salt. We have air. We breathe in air. Air is all around us. We cannot count air. We have rice. Rice. We have flour. Flour. We have wind. Wind. When it's raining, you see wind blowing. So wind, we cannot count wind. Good. We have furniture. Furniture. We have met furniture before. Furniture. We have sunshine. Sunshine. When the sun rises in the morning and it is shining on us, you cannot count sunshine here in Cape Coast, nor Accra or Tamale. So we cannot count sunshine. So we are saying that all these examples here are called uncountable nouns or non-count nouns. Why? Because we cannot count them. And they do not have the plural forms. As I said earlier, we cannot add s to them to form plural, or we cannot add es. No, unlike the countable nouns, where we can just add s to book to make books. No, here we cannot form their plural. Now we have here some items, some examples of uncountable nouns. What do we have here? We have salt. Salt. Can you count these salts? No. We cannot count them. Good. Over here, we have sugar. Sugar. Can you count these sugar? No, cannot count them. Okay. What do we have here? We have rice. I know you enjoy rice. Rice. We cannot count rice. The one we have in this plate, if I ask you to count, will you be able to count? No, you cannot count rice. What about this one? This is flour. Flour. Can you count flour? It is called uncountable noun. Flour. What do we have here? Gary. We cannot count Gary. So it is uncountable noun. What do we have here? We have water. As I am pouring, can you count the water? Count the water. No, we cannot count. So water is uncountable. Water is uncountable. Good. What of this? Can you count for me? This is what? Oil. Oil. Can you count oil? We cannot count oil. So we say it is uncountable or non-count. So all these items here are uncountable or non-count nouns. I hope you can identify some non-count nouns around you. All right. Now let's use these non-count nouns in some sentences. So we have here, I drink water after eating. I drink water after eating. Can we identify the non-count noun? Yes. We have underlined it here. We just saw water as uncountable. We cannot count it. So water is non-count. Number 2, we put milk in tea. We put milk in tea. What do we have here? Milk. You have drunk tea before, I believe, and then there was milk. We cannot count milk, so we have underlined milk as non-count or uncountable. We put milk in tea. Milk here is uncountable. Number 3, sugar is sweet. Have you tasted sugar before? I hope you have tasted sugar. Sugar, as we saw here, is uncountable. We cannot count sugar. So sugar is a non-count noun. Sugar is sweet. So sugar is underlined as uncountable noun. Number 4, my mother uses oil to cook. My mother uses oil to cook. Do we have uncountable noun here? Yes, we have oil. We just poured oil. We were not able to count the oil. So we have underlined oil as uncountable noun. Oil is uncountable. We cannot count it. Good. Number 5, Kwame eats gari and stew after school. Kwame eats gari and stew after school. Do we have uncountable noun here? Yes. We have underlined gari. We cannot count gari. Since we cannot count gari, we say gari is uncountable or non-count noun. Good. Let's move on. Number 6. There was no salt in Akosia's shop. There was no salt in Akosia's shop. We are talking about uncountable noun. Can you identify any uncountable noun in this sentence? Yes. Where is it? We have here salt. Salt. We just saw salt here. We couldn't count it, so we identify it as uncountable noun or non-count noun. Right. Number 7. Birds fly in the air. Birds fly in the air. We have air all around us. Can you count the air? No, we cannot count air. We cannot count wind. When air is strong and it's blowing in, we cannot count it. So we are saying air or wind, it is uncountable or non-count noun. Our last example, I saw my footprints in the sand at the beach. I saw my footprints in the sand at the beach. Can we identify any non-count noun here? Yes, we have sand. We cannot count sand. If you walk in the sand or play in the sand, can you count the sand? No. So sand is a non-count noun or uncountable noun. So today we have been able to identify uncountable nouns in sentences. Can you give me your own sentence using uncountable noun? I hope you can do it. All right. So, for our homework today, you're going to identify the uncountable nouns in each sentence. You have to identify the uncountable nouns in each sentence. Good. So let's go through them. Number 1. Mama uses flour to bake bread. Mama uses flour to bake bread. You have to identify the uncountable noun in the sentence. Number 2. My friends and I play in the sand when it rains. My friends and I play in the sand when it rains. So identify the uncountable noun. Number 3. We eat rice and pear every evening. We eat rice and pear every evening. 4. The wind is blowing my papers away. The wind is blowing my papers away. So identify the uncountable nouns in it. The last one, the sunshine is beautiful. The sunshine is beautiful. I hope you'll be able to do the homework for me. Thank you for joining us for today's lesson. Until we meet again next time, it's goodbye.